Calling from a 360 area code. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes?
Okay, good. Okay. I'm a first-time caller. I'm calling. This is Deanna from Washington State. I've been meaning to call for over a month since I got out. I spent some time in Whatcom County Jail.
Oh.
And I wanted to give you some impressions about that. One of the things that I thought about when I was there was how, or around what issues it would be possible to organize socially disenfranchised people who pretty much were white or Native American, but not very woke. Let's put it that way. And and I have a Mein Kampf story to throw in. But anyway, what it came around to, because everybody loved Trump, so that wasn't gonna do it. Was I had done some research before I went in and looking at the contracts there, and this is, I guess, the main reason I wanted to call about jails and about prisons in general. So there's this multinational Fortune 500 company, Aramark. They're called Aramark Services. And so they plop down $30,000 to the county to get a contract to do the food. I mean, so they get the food contracts, and I think they get $1.20 a day per meal.
Okay.
Or $1 they charge it. Anyway, so their incentive, they also have a contract for commissary. So the food, of course, you can imagine is crap. I mean, I don't even have to go there. But so the worse the food is, the more likely people are to spend their money on commissary. But they have the contract for commissary as well. So there's no incentive for them to provide people with food that's edible because they can sell them food that, well, maybe isn't as edible either.
Right,
but,
I understand.
I'm sorry, I'm really nervous. Okay.
No, that's okay. You're articulating it well.
Okay, so then when I dug into the contract further, I found out that the county or the sheriff's department that runs the jail, well, they get a 28% kickback on every commissary sale. So they don't have any incentive to push for the food being better. And
Right.
Of course, it's all slave labor making the food because I was in the work center, so you get a deal. Like I was sentenced to 45 days, but I got 28 because I worked in the work crew. And so everybody that's there is working. You know, you're not getting paid money, but you are getting money off for your time off your sentence. So it feels like a deal.
Right.
But anyway, so Fortune 500 company, I think I figured out they're probably making $16,000 a week on commissary sales. The county's getting 28% of that in a kickback, and they're serving food that, I mean, it was inedible. And so Whatcom County, by the way, just made the news. The jail is being sued by the ACLU. I think they announced it yesterday.
Wow.
Because if you go in there and you're on Suboxone or methadone or something like that, they cut you off. They won't give you the medicine. So they're being sued for, I guess, violating the ADA and not providing their inmates with any kind of health care. So there was that story, too. But anyway, so that issue was the only thing that people understood. Like I could talk to them about this issue, or actually Medicare for All was something that people really understood. But this was something that even the guards, I mean, I had guards telling me that they took pictures of the food, that it was so horrendous. You know, for instance, for breakfast, you would get cinnamon cake, peanut butter cake, and a banana every day. You know, like that was all you had. And so the judge, I mean, everybody understood the corruption of, and the fact that, you know, how can you have a company that's selling both the food and the commissary?
Right.
And so this is what's happening in every jail. So they also do the same thing with phones. So I just kind of wanted to lay that out there. And if I could take 1 minute about Mein Kampf. They have a library cart that comes around where people get to choose books. And I was appalled when Mein Kampf was there. And now there were other good books there. And shout out to Jamie. The best book I read while I was there was Ursula Le Guin's The Dispossessed.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
The Proprietarians, man. But I saw that book and I was not having it. And I don't know how y'all feel about, you know, banning books, burning books, whatever. But I was on the work crew. I got to go out every day and we were picking up garbage. So every day I tore pieces of that book, put it in my pants, went outside,
Oh,
and
jeez.
put it in with the regular garbage. So that book is gone. So
Well, I
Nice.
I
mean,
just wanted to put that out there.
I'm not
I like that.
terribly excited at the idea of like officially banning books. Although it seems to me
No,
that
but mine comes.
probably
I like
not the
you
best choice.
unofficially ripping it up. I like that.
If
That
anyone
does sound
deserves
good.
to be
Oh, I
no
flushed- I
platformed,
flushed
it's
some
probably
pages down the
Hitler.
toilet. I'm sorry.
You're not talking about a policy. You personally did something cool.
Right, exactly. That's your own
Yes.
personal policy,
It
and
was a personal choice, and I took some heat from it from somebody who was like, "What are you doing?" And I was because
Who,
she didn't
Dave
know what
Rubin?
Mein Kampf was, and I tried to explain it to her.
was it Dave Rubin?
And so some days I would flush pages down the toilet. Some days I would take them out and like put them in with the mucky trash. And
I love this.
by the way, the work crew,
awesome.
grandmas and pregnant women in ditches
Jesus.
filled with water, picking up garbage. So that's that's how they think. I don't know. That's going to work somehow.
Thank you for the insight. Don't often have the opportunity to talk to people who've just come out of jail and have that type of perspective. But I think in terms of like dealing with Trump voters, I mean, what you're basically saying is that look to people's very localized material issues and address
Well,
them.
this one thing that people. I'm sorry. One thing that people in jail understand is extortion and being screwed over.
Right.
By and that's what that was. I mean, they understood the conflict of interest, and they understood that they were basically being victims of crime in that situation.
Right.
So, but you're right. Material things, but the guards understood it too. The guards were like, "This is fucked up. People should not be given this
Wow.
slop, to eat." And one guy was like, "I hope somebody sues them. I've got pictures." And then the extent of the corruption.
Did you
But
contemplate?
anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't.
Did you contemplate contacting the ACLU?
Well, I contacted the ACLU. They actually sent a letter to us, a survey about the medication, which is and which turned into a lawsuit. But I contacted them about other stuff, but like about LFOs, legal financial obligations, which if you're on SSI, you're not supposed to have to pay them yet. They're trying to make me pay $3,000. But I didn't contact you about the food thing because that doesn't seem, maybe I'm wrong, it doesn't seem like an ACLU thing where, you've got, 30,000 one-time payments to get a contract, 28%
I mean,
commission.
it might
on
be
another contract.
it might be an ACLU thing, and it certainly might be something that they could direct you to someone.
Yeah, maybe, but that's not the way it works. Everybody loves the ACLU, but to contact them, it's very difficult.
Right.
You have to do it. They'll only take an online intake form, and it takes about a month for them to get back to you. And usually, it's just by email. And I've contacted them before, and they've never. I don't know.
Is
But
there
we'll
a way
see.
that we can boost the signal somehow, do you think?
Excuse me?
Is there a way that we can boost the signal somehow and make the ACLU notice?
Well, well, they already are aware. They're already suing Whatcom County Jail.
Right.
Oh,
So
Right.
they're because of they're not giving medication to people that
The
have
food
drug
may be
addiction. So they're
just a
suing them under
tougher lift for them.
under the
I don't know.
ADA.
I don't know.
But when they sent that thing out, and most people didn't fill it out. We all got a piece of mail from them, and it was just a survey. I wrote all these things down in pencil, and a pencil that's about 2 inches, 2 inches, because that's all you have. You have to buy everything. You have to buy your shampoo. You have to buy your soap. You have to buy your pencils. You have to buy your, if you want to send letters out. And if you want to eat, you have to buy, ramen noodles just to get to the flavor packets, just so then you can put them on, the potatoes that are cooked with no salt, So, the amount of money, most people spend $100 a week on commissary, and there's probably 500 people in that jail. So maybe 300 of them, let's say, spend that much money.
Wow.
And, because nobody can eat the food. I mean, it's
All right. Well,
it's all sugar.
kind of
we'll cut this up
the...
as a video. Maybe it'll get some attention, and someone will reach out.
Yes.
Appreciate
the...
And I'm sorry I talked to
No.
but
I
anyway,
really
yeah.
appreciate the call.
No, you are awesome, and I hope you call back again. Seriously.
And I might steal that bit about flushing Mein
Yeah,
Kampf
we could
down the
talk about
toilet.
Right.
Fiction.
Yeah.
Well,
That's led to
and
some interesting
if you
ideas.
understand the grossness of the bags of garbage that we were pulling out, that I would slip it in there so it was like in with the muckiest, like the
Nice.
baby diapers that
So
are still in
poetic.
ditches.
Oh.
People
So,
do
yeah,
join
it
white
was
power
awesome.
gangs in prison.
Of
so
course.
that is
No, they don't.
not a
It's an
small
urban myth.
concern.
Well,
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
when this was from the Whatcom County Library, they stocked that library. I mean, there is a stamp on it, and somebody from that library took the book out and put it on, into the county library, which,
Wow.
and they don't even have a law library there, which is also illegal. But anyway, y'all have a great day.
All right.
I love your show. I listen to it every day. So
Appreciate the call.
thank you.
Bye.